In the bottom left of ley lines, it is Dark playing as Protoss against his opponent in the top right, SHIN. Of course playing as Zerg, as his main race is. And Dark kind of wanted to avoid the ZVZ there, it seems. And he says something which I cannot translate, I'm sorry, this is S. And he's laughing. Not sure what's going on here, but this is not a throwaway game for Dark. This is actually a tournament he played in the KSL 68, I want to say, and yeah. So I think the first place is like $150 or something. This is the semi-final, so this is already, it should be already in the money, but it is actually quite interesting to see Dark just choose Protoss here, because I mean, you know, semi-finals and all, if he makes 2 more rounds he's gonna win the thing. So I don't know, man, he's probably making a bunch of money, but I wouldn't mind another $150, you know, if I'm Dark. So yeah, wait and see how this turns out. Your spawn pool and extractor, of course, after the hatchery on the way, and we see that cybernetics core on the other side after the nexus. This is the standard, so Dark knows his style apparently. And there the queen comes. By the way, I checked the queens from Legacy, Legacy of the Void. I did a comparison to the Wings of Liberty queen, and the queens actually they don't have more range, but they have something different. They have like 30% increased attack speed, so the DPS is way higher. It's insane. I checked this out. They have like 0.71 attack speed here, and in Legacy, in Wings of Liberty, they had 1 as attack speed. I mean, look at this attack speed. 0.71, right? That is like 12 DPS or something, I don't know. And the other one is, yeah, used to be like 8 DPS. That's insane difference. It used to be what? 4 times 2, which is 8, and 1 second. So that's quite the amount. Maybe it's only 11 on this one, but this is so much more damage. It's insane. So the queen has actually had that insane buff, which I never really thought that much about. But yeah, as you can see now, Adapt is coming in here, and it's gonna scout a little bit. Let's see how Dark's Adapt usage is. This is kind of funny to see. If you have someone off race against his own main race, you'll usually see him commit to things that he thinks is insanely strong or very difficult to defend. But most of the Protoss players would not do, because they think it's way too risky, and it does open them up to different counterattacks or something they think are extremely dangerous. So it's very interesting to see these early skirmishes and low unit commitment usages and how Dark is going to utilize his stuff here. Now he overcharged the Oracle, as you can see, is sitting at 160 energy already. Could have thrown actually down a stasis trap at home. I wouldn't actually hate this. Stuff like this, like the first Oracle you overcharged, you throw down a stasis and then you go. So any link counterattack at your third is going to be stopped immediately with that stasis. I don't know why that's actually not the meta currently, but yeah, would be like a cool thing in my opinion. But of course Dark is not going to do that, since he is a Zerg player. He's just going to rotate the Oracle a bit, and he's stacking energy. It's like, I mean, now he's activating, he's going to snipe a creep tumor, then he runs into 3 queens, needs to walk away. He's going to go home with the Oracle. Does not lose any damage or any health, so only shields. And behind that, we still don't have that. We still don't have that Twilight, which is kind of late at this point. The third Oracle is about to pop, and there's still no Twilight. That's maybe a little bit of a mistake. We'll have to wait and see how he wants to play this out. There we go. Twilight Forge. He has a lot of money. He could have even thrown down extra gateways already. He did overcharge a second Oracle, which is kind of interesting to see. Definitely something which you don't really see Protoss players do that much, using that overcharge so much. on their oracles. Now 4th base coming up here from SHIN. And Dark is gonna push with a few adepts. And those oracles. Oh, did he double attack? No, wait, that can't be. No, it's the other oracle. See, this oracle is stacked on him, which is 200. What is he doing with all that energy? Lay some stasis traps, FFS, mate. Now on the other side, we do have Lair, we do have +1. Lair's about to finish up here. There's a Roach Warren as well, but with the +1 coming in, of course, this should be a little bit more of a Ling-centric, Ling-focused attempt here in general. Oh, he's gonna lose the first oracle. A little bit of a bummer there. And the queen is gonna stay alive. Does not target that down. Does underestimate that queen transfuse range. And adepts did shade in and shade out. We have a couple probes being misrallied there to the front. That's when you get that Zerg player try to play Protoss. And yeah. Now this is not really enough units at home. He might have to recall these oracles. I guess the 2 adepts do come back, and with another weapon this should be fine here. +1 melee though, he's gonna make this a little bit difficult, as you can see here. Already losing a couple probes. Oracles are coming back, are gonna zap these guys, and that's gonna be it. Now extra gates are coming online here. We do have Blink on the way, +1 on the way, and the robotics facility, of course. And more gateways. And there should be charge behind that Blink. And on the other side, Infestation Pit. Excuse me, Infestation Pit. We do have the Hydra Den already up and running, researching that Hydra range. And SHIN is just making Hydra Link for now. He did have the Roach run, but it never really produced any Roaches, as you can see. There are none. And we didn't see any die, so that's that. He only has that. That's a safety Roach Warren. And yeah. I mean, Dark is gonna pressure out now with some Blink Stalkers. He's also going into charge. He's going into his +2. He's going into a Robotics Bay and the second Robo. I wouldn't hate him to go for, excuse me by the way, Colossi. That would be kind of cool. But I'm afraid it's gonna be just the Lurker Buster, the Disruptor. No, Lurker Den on the way here, Hive on the way. And SHIN is just playing this like a macro game, very defensive. Both players just looking to macro this up, but in fact Tark is not actually, he's not really putting pressure on, and that gives so much room for SHIN. And meanwhile he's not expanding himself, so he's just falling more and more behind. This is looking so good for, we are like 5 bases against 3, that's insane. Now double Colossus is gonna come online. This is gonna be a strong push. I feel like this is a little bit delayed though, because of the build was just not clean enough. Oh no. Oh no. God save the probe. Thank God that did happen. I wouldn't hate the addition of a Baneling Nest, for example, from SHIN, just to get a few in, so you can have that explosive damage in your run-bys against those probes. Or maybe bust open a wall. Now Dark is just trading very, very conservatively here against the Zerg. He's playing this like there's an Infesta waiting with a Fungal on the other side. It's kind of weird to see, honestly. 4th base on the way here. Hydra Dash as well. We do see the Lurker range coming in. Missile +2 is coming in. Links are still waiting for the opportunity here in the north. That's a good stasis trap. I like this one. This is definitely gonna block any links trying to enter the base. And yeah. But I mean, look at this. Already so many Lurkers, and he's just going back. He's not really doing anything with these Blink Stalkers. Let's look at the trades. He killed 28 links and 2 queens, and most of those were with those 7 adepts in the early game. So that's about it. Now he's gonna lose his 4th base because he's kind of out of position, and SHIN getting in position like this is just too brutal here. He cannot really break this siege line of Lurkers. He's gonna cancel this base, and that was almost finished up. It was kind of at this stage, if you have a base that's almost finishing up, you're like, all right, I'm gonna get this one. You're already ready to kind of start mining operations. He didn't have any stasis traps. He didn't have any units in front. Definitely some mistakes here by Dark, being very, very visual there. Now trying to engage in the middle of the map, but SHIN is just too powerful, it seems. His army is just too strong. This is only Stalker Colossi. Now there used to be a timing attack like this. I wanted to say, like the 4 Colossi timing attack. When once you hit those 4 Colossi, you just go. But that's usually, I mean, that's on 4 base. But it doesn't really, it doesn't hit at 10 minutes. It hits like 8 minutes or something. You go just so heavy on your economy. And you just go as fast as possible into those Colossi. And once you have those 4 Colossi up and running, you're just gonna go. And that's gonna be it. Now, while I don't hate this trading with the Colossi in general, I hate the how he's using those Stalkers because they're just so bad against Lurkers. They take so much damage, it's insane. Nice Stasis Trap is gonna keep everything at home safe. And I mean, look at the Lurker damage. It's 36 against Armored. 36. And they only have 80 health. It's like 4-shotting a Lurker, almost. 5 hits to Lurker. And they splash and AoE and everything. It's insane. Now this is some nice rotation at least, yeah, happening. It's gonna kill a few drones there. It's gonna kill a little bit of static D. Should have killed the gas, to be honest. Now the Vipers are here though, and 2 Colossi are gonna get abducted. And... oh yeah. And they go down. And that's that. Standoff happening over here. We do have a Prism with Zealots at the north ready to pounce. This 4th base has just been retaken. Oh my god, I didn't even notice this. Dark has been extremely slow to retake his 4th. He's still not up to Storm. I feel like Shin is about to overrun Dark here at any minute. Now he's gonna try to come in. He's gonna find these Zealots here in the south. With that F2. And yeah, now Storm is completed, but... is Storm gonna be enough? I mean, the Immortals here on the front are gonna be nice against those Lurkers. They can definitely pounce on them. Oracle is gonna go down. He still has 1 more. And he needs to start to feed back those Vipers. No, Shin is just making more and more Lurkers. That Hydra's trapped, by the way, that looks so funny. He's like, let me out! I want out! A few Zealots trying to distract here on the right side. We have the Warp Prism just getting sniped by 500 Queens. And this push in the front, well, there's just Lurkers and a Spore pushing back everything, kind of weirdly enough. Yeah, Shin is just gonna counterattack, it seems. He could also rotate around the army and try to kind of engage from 2 sides. There's a nice Stasis Trap, potentially. Yeah, that's a great one, actually. Freezing a bunch of these Lings. But is it enough? It feels like there's just too many Lurkers here trying to run in. Now, the Immortals are doing their work, but Blinding Cloud's coming in now. Colossi is gonna get abducted into death. And as soon as those Lings unfreeze, I hope they just walk back. There we go. And I will bolster these Lurkers here. Now, a few Archons are going to be decent in dealing with this situation specifically, because there's so little support for those Lurkers. And they're kind of spread out. And he will clean it up, but man, at what cost? I mean, he's not really mining at all. Oh man, what is this? What am I looking at? No. He's not really mining that much. I mean, he's already starting to mine out this area, and he is just establishing this place. I mean, look at this. It says 15 of 16. It's not 15, as you can see. They're just running here currently. There they come. And meanwhile, in Shintown, he's sitting on 6 bases. Some of them are starting to run low, but it doesn't matter. He has income for days. If we check the income graph for the last 10 minutes, it's about to be 10 minutes. It has been all Shin. And even to a plus 1,300. That's so much more he can waste. And they are trading kind of evenly, so yeah. I mean, you see the difference in the bank, literally. It's just insane. Now, abducting an Archon here, but you need to finish them off as well. There you go. But then he eats a little bit of a Storm there. Might be a tiny bit of a mistake. Ling is trading against that Immortal. Now, can Shin come in from both sides? Can he kill off Dark? Is this gonna be the final moment? I feel like Dash is kind of a power, to be honest. While I kind of like the idea of giving a micro ability, 2 Hydralisks. I feel like it's just too strong. I don't think it's necessary. I mean, look at this. Take it away already. Going into another base here. SHIN. And Dark needs to transition basically. He's just building the same stuff. Oracle, Immortal, Observer kind of. And a few gateway units to assist, but this is the issue. Now, since you don't have the Stargate transition, there's gotta be that Broodlord coming in. And he's gonna eat away at all of this thing that can't really... I mean, there's 2 Stalkers which are the most mobile anti-air here. And if he loses those 2, he's gonna be so dead. Archons are not gonna reach. Templars with Storm, yeah, they could potentially kill the Broodlords, but that's gonna take a long time, and you can split your Broodlords. Now, this is the first time Dark sees these. He's immediately gonna lose that Immortal if he's not careful there. He lost something else. That's a probe head. Maybe an Observer. Oh, no, there we go. And he loses some energy on a Viper there. Oh, I guess he killed the Viper. And he's trying to come from the side here. Overseer's pooping some of those changelings out because they're afraid that they get killed. And finally that Immortal does go down, and we do see the first Stormy trying to zone out these Broodlords, but honestly there's nothing that can kill them, so it doesn't matter really. I mean, look at this, he's even evacuating out of these storms. If he snipes, yeah, he's targeting those High Templars at this point. And a nice blinding cloud here. And I have a sneeze coming in. Oh yes, that was a great one, but I mean, this army is just, it's mincemeat, look at this. Now the Broodlords are gonna get killed off, maybe? There's enough Stalkers? Maybe, actually, yeah. Maybe one will survive. It's a very close match here, but in the end, the Archon does get that last kill. Man, I can't believe it, because SHIN stopped microing. Dark is gonna survive another day here. But, I mean, the issue is at hand. What is he producing? 2 Immortals. He has 25 probes in this location to be. And SHIN is about to have +3 here. Attack for his links. Man. Oh, by the way, this base got killed here in the north, so something did go well there for Dark, which he initiated. Oh! And they have +3. They have +3. And +2. +3 to Adrenal? Yes. 3 to Adrenalings. We see a recall of 5 Zealots! Can they hold the line? No. SHIN is gonna get the first W here. Dark has to GG. What a crazy warp in there. Sorry, recall. But yeah, you could clearly see some lack of experience, strategy, tactics from Dark with his Protoss against SHIN. And SHIN just knew how to play this. And was just like, alright. I make this your problem. You choose Protoss, so you have to pressure me because I'm the Zerg player. If I can out transition you, you're not gonna keep up with me. And yeah, oh, by the way, yeah, top right. Oh, sorry. There we go. Top right it is Dark, and bottom left it is SHIN. Of course, we do have a lot of time to talk about this since this is a PvZ and we have to wait for the cybernetics core to finish up, which will be closely placed to this pylon here in just another 1.5 minute-ish. So we can just keep a look on this pylon and see what's gonna happen here. But yeah, it felt like there was like, I don't know, except for that first adept pressure, there wasn't really anything that Dark was doing. He had those Stalkers roaming the map, but I mean, they didn't really engage that much. He was very afraid to literally take a fight, and you're kind of, but that's kind of what they intend to do, right? You're trying to take fights you can't trade for like units value for your blink cooldown, basically. That's the idea behind those blink stalkers, right? You don't get blink because they're faster on the map. You get blink because you can avoid death for your stalkers. And I feel like he didn't really utilize that at all. That gave such a big tempo advantage for SHIN, because SHIN just only had that one army. He never attacked with his own forces, so we just expanded off that. And Dark kept on making stalkers and stalkers and stalkers. He had like, I don't know, 20 stalkers, but they didn't do shite. So they just walked across the map and walked here, walked there, but they didn't really engage anything. SHIN just could hold everything without any big committal here from Dark. And then, I mean, he just had everything he wanted. He had 5 bases up and running. He had that hive already going. And meanwhile, Dark was just still getting up to that quite delayed Colossi push, actually. And yeah, in the end, already Lurkers there. Now, finally, we have that miracle building from the Protoss finished up. The building that does enable it all. We'll see that Stargate here in a moment. Rope is gonna throw that down. And the next is this finish up. On the other side, of course, we do see 3 bases already in the making here. Circling speed, pulling out of gas fully, so it's gonna have to fully resaturate if he wants to go up to layer. Now one adept coming here from the southern side, it seems. This map, by the way, is a little bit... it's not the most common to have a high ground natural base, by the way, so there's a lot of kind of high ground areas. As you can see here, basically what it comes down to is, so you start on your high ground, right? And then you go down to your natural, which is also on a high ground, and then you have this area here. So Dark goes for the north side, of course, because there is no high ground he can be attacked from. He has a low ground to defend here. There's only this one entrance to go further. And if someone wants to have an anchor point that's difficult to engage, he needs to be kind of around these areas here. But that's so far, actually. That's really far. I'm sorry, SHIN. Did I say Dark? I don't know. SHIN, of course. That's Zerg. And the other base would be a little bit more open. You have that space here, which is a low ground expand, and then you have an even ground area you need to defend into a high ground. So this is a tiny bit more difficult to defend, but once you set up this kind of... I don't know, man. I like that this map does not have that many bases. It's not like King's Cove, which has... What does it have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 bases per player. It's not like King's Cove where you have 8 places per player or something, right? 8 bases per player. Okay. Yeah. And King's Cove has like 6 of them extremely compact together as well. Or Abyssal Reef where you get like 5 bases super compact and they have still 8 or 9 bases per player. It's insane how much resources are on those maps. I like it that the map makers are going a little bit away from that idea that we need to have 700 bases for each player, which are super easy to attainable. I feel like if you're really fond of break the meta, you will go back to those. You remember those Rings of Liberty maps and where everybody was shitting on those super open natural bases, which are incredibly difficult to defend? I feel like we need to go back to that shite, because it does force a completely different meta. It opens up very different strategies. It favors aggressive pushes, stuff like that. We don't need to see the same macro game in every single map, you know? Which we are from the Protoss and the Terrans, usually against Zerg. Oh my god, he lost the Void Ray. The Dark made a Void Ray, then he went into charge, and now he's gonna do that 6-8 gate charge attack. But he lost the Void Ray. Now, can you win this? Can he surprise Shin? I mean, Shin saw this on the other side of the map, luckily for him. He saw those zealots being warped in. So, actually, no, this is not gonna work, man. He has no close warp-in point. There's no Oxy Gateway. There's nothing really. Yeah, look at this. And he's sad. And GG is gonna be called. Because he got scouted in the perfect amount of, in the perfect situation.